But all of you are gathered, of course, in the Grand Lodge, and would have received each of you a message, once again from Ventral Captain Hestrom, who has contacted all of you requesting your presence in his office at your earliest convenience, which you believe you should take as now. I imagine all of you would gather together your gear and make your way up there, probably hoping that you'll be taken someplace away from here in the oppressive heat, maybe north, to someplace much more comfortable, at the very least to the two elfin warriors amongst your number. Being that the rest of you are from, at the very least, somewhat generally cooler climates, I imagine you're happy to get away from here as well. Arriving, you would find that the venture captain is not currently in his office. I imagine you would all make your way in, basically make yourselves comfortable. The Darkwood desk would sit unoccupied, and apparently he seems to have added a few more items to his collections around the room, where you're going to guess that the Pathfinders in service to him have, including what appears to be a monkey-faced mask set off towards one side with a snake for its tongue, and some sort of multiple gold-ringed halberd with what looks to be thick dragon designs scrawled across the sides of it. Exactly where he's, accrued these from, you can't quite be certain.
Wherever he got the monkey head, I don't want to go there.
No.
Cal would have joined all of you, greeting all of you and informing you, of course, that he has no idea why everyone has been summoned as well. You would fortunately not have to wait very long before the door would open and Hestrom would make his way in, bedecked in his armor as opposed to his usual clothing, although he had simply shut the door back behind him and not really mentioned much pertaining towards that. He would give you all a toothy grin, making his way forward. Mostly a toothless grin. Welcome, Pathfinders.
Greetings.
I trust that you are enjoying the change in weather.
Not exactly.
No. I don't know if enjoy is the word I would use.
I'm bored.
Well then. We got business to attend to. He would sit behind his desk, steepling his fingers. We have a problem, and I believe that all of you will be the right individuals to solve it. Skelg the Ripper came to Absalom 1 month ago. Perhaps you are all familiar with him.
Are we?
Any of those of you who wish may make me a knowledge and local.
Hey, I have that.
I don't have that.
I know nothing.
I roll a 1, so I get a 6.
You still know.
We don't get out much.
You don't associate with people named the Ripper.
Who, the Ripper?
Skelg. He is an elfin warrior from the north. Recently come to our city. He has come to join the Long Axes, the Taldane's Emperor's Guard. I'm certain the two of you are familiar with them. Skelg dropped a hefty sum of gold to purchase a manor in the Ivory District, and something a Long Axe usually isn't capable enough to do on their own.
So you're thinking he got his money from a not so great source?
Well, he brought the money with him from the north, or so the rumor goes. A rumor that I do know to be true. Skelg has long been a associate of the society. Not a field agent such as yourselves, but closely allied with us. In his, let's just say, lucrative career of raiding, he has come across a number of items of interest to our organization, and has been willing to part with them for a generous sum.
So we bought the manor for him? In a
We
roundabout way?
supplied him with the money. I imagine, judging from his sudden and hasty retirement, that he probably accrued the money from a rather lucrative, shall we say, score, before deciding that a cozy life spent as a member of the Long Axes would be preferable to another clan's retribution upon him.
So what's the problem?
It seems that Skelg has brought a curse with him.
Well, that's lovely.
Good job.
That sounds like home.
He provided me with a cryptic message. From what I can determine from it, he speaks of lying abed in this miserable summer, dying of exposure and frostbite. Neither physician nor priest has been able to cure him of his ailment. And there's no signs of disease or poison. For such a man, there is no greater dishonor, of course. than dying in bed as opposed to dying in battle. Normally, the Pathfinder Society would monitor these events and let authorities deal with them. But again, Skelg is first a member of our society and has asked for help. Second, he is a personal friend of mine. And finding a sparring partner as worthy as Skelg to replace him would be a trying task. No offense. You're getting better.
You're on level 2.
Last, he claims that an artifact of great power was involved, and that we may be able to recover it for the Grand Lodge.
Is the artifact what supposedly caused this curse?
Quite feasibly.
Artifacts aren't easy to get rid of.
That's true. And if it is dangerous and could curse other individuals, it would be best in our safekeeping, as opposed to the uninitiated or the black markets.
I would rather not be cursed.
True. So be cautious.
You can pick it up.
I'm used to the cold.
It's from their country, you know what I mean.
We view this situation as having enough importance to assign all of you to investigate it.
So is he still here, or did he go back to...
He should be in his manor home, I would imagine. Go to the home of Skelg the Ripper, learn what you can, do your best to help him. If you find that the item is somehow connected to the curse, either retrieve it or glean as much information as you can about it.
Question. Why is he called the Ripper?
I was hoping for no questions. But
Can't be for a good reason.
He rips things.
Probably people.
mostly spines.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Okay. That's
Sometimes-
charming.
Sometimes my curiosity is not a good thing.
That it?
I wish you all luck.
Thanks.
I assume we get, like, directions to his manor.
If
Try
you
a
make a
knowledge
question or
Yeah.
make your way out there.
check.
One, you can make a knowledge local check if you so wish.
He didn't want any questions.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, see, that's why I
Anybody
kept my
know
mouth
where
shut.
the Ripper lives?
They'd probably all just point over there.
Oh, this your manor on top of the hill that has all the
Knowledge
lightning.
local.
And the snow.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus. Okay,
Are
and
you the only
11 that
one
time.
local?
Yes.
It's better than the first adventures where none of you had it.
That is true. That is
We're
true.
getting better, guys.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's just ask someone.
Cal?
Are you John Snow?
Oh yeah,
in
Cal.
Apparently, I know
You
nothing.
know nothing.
Skelg purchased the Grey Dog Manor. It's located on Parkview Street in the Ivy District.
Cal always knows.
Come on,
Lead the
come on,
way.
Cal. Let's go.
Also, there goes us getting a vacation somewhere colder.
It might be cold in the house.
Ooh, good point. I will look forward to this, and then have my
I like
host
the idea that
dashed.
you get there and you're like, oh, you're freezing to death. Let's cuddle you for more.
I just like the idea we go in with full parkas, and it's like blistering hot in there. We're just like,
Hey.
But I suppose all of you would make your way out, gathering up your gear if you so wish, dropping off feasibly your backpacks if you want, since you don't seem like you're actually leaving the city. But that's up to all of you. You would make your way through the city streets. Most of the vendors are, of course, out as it's approaching midday at this point, which is, of course, again, the hottest point of the day. Vendors making their way about and hawking their assorted wares, although this becomes less and less prevalent as you make your way towards the Ivy District, instead replaced by wide avenues, beautifully manicured lawns. Parkview Street is honestly true to its name. It runs the entire length of the Ivy District Park, itself a rather beautiful park and, for what you understand, well taken care of. For the more naturally minded amongst your organization, it is oftentimes a place that's used as a, well, escape or refuge. I don't believe any of you fall into that category.
Do the druids come and let their animal companions play here?
Yes.
That's fun.
all the bears and the foxes
There's some
and everything
allowed.
else frolicking.
Grey Dog Manor is rather easy to find. It honestly stands like a tomb in the flower garden here, a massive structure that looks more like a miniaturized keep than really a manor house.
Oh, I see
what
why he
seem to be
likes
high
it.
walls, surrounding a massive stone building with an immense iron gate, flanked by granite statues of what appear to be two hunting dogs, perched and ready as they would sit on either side of the portcullis that would lead inside, which is currently.
Well, okay.
If we get a lot of gold, purchase or pass?
We could buy this, but he has to die first.
I'm just saying he's cursed. It could happen. And it looks cool.
You would notice that
And
most of the locals around here actually seem to give this place a wide berth.
And apparently the neighbors don't come by very often.
I think that's a positive.
Approaching closer towards it, you would notice that the entryway stands open here, leading into a courtyard in front of the structure. What looks to be a large fountain would sit there, a number of trees along the inside, and what seem to be 2 guards, which would stand on either side of the door leading into the structure proper. As you begin to approach closer, you'd feel an unseasonable chill run down the back of your necks in a not entirely unpleasant manner.
As the elfin warriors are like busting through the door, parkas on, like ready to go.
I don't know if we need parkas.
Yet.
I guess we go knock on the door, like all like
There's
civilized and
Guards. Maybe we should just say hi to them.
stuff. We can do that too.
I'm assuming they're not going to let us just walk right in.
We like flash our wayfinders.
Well, I
Like
mean, they're not
Pathfinder
standing in
Society.
the way of the courtyard, so I mean, you can enter the courtyard
Yeah.
if you so wish.
But I'm assuming as we head towards the door, the guards are going to be like, hey, who are you?
I mean, we'll talk to them.
Entering into the
pretty
courtyard,
slight.
you'd find that it's rather cool and shady, especially compared to the street outside. Strangely, dead leaves are scattered across the flagstones here, and the granite steps where the 2 elfin warriors stand. Each man wears a chain shirt and a surcoat bearing the Taldane crest and carries what appears to be the traditional Imperial Guard long axe, which would be propped up next to them. The guards would watch you sternly. One of them would step down to the bottom of the 3 steps, which leads up where the door is.
The 2'10" halfling waves hello.
Skelg ill. He wants no visitors.
We've been sent by the society to help.
Apparently he's cursed.
That is true.
We have some experience with dealing with otherworldly things, so we've been sent to help.
Skelg has given us strict orders that he wishes no visitors. He has
Me.
decided that he would rather die in peace after the most recent priest was unable to aid him.
We're not priests.
We're Pathfinders.
I'm an oracle, and my specialty is actually healing. So, maybe we could help where the priest could not.
He would glance back towards his compatriot. Any of those who wish may make me a knowledge nobility or perception check.
I will proceed.
Perception it is.
Oh no, that's not happening. 3.
24.
9.
16?
Eva's off to a great start tonight, guys.
If you insist.
We do.
I will require your weapons, though.
No.
One does not enter the home of Skelg the Ripper armed unless one is prepared to do battle.
I hold up
With
my
your
sharp,
perception
pointy
check.
claws.
With your perception check, you would notice one thing that's curious. You've been interested in joining the Elfin Guard and the Long Axes. You'd honestly spoken with a number of them on occasions, actually, so have you. You're just not quite as perceptive,
No.
although in this off case. This man is wearing his surcoat backwards,
Ah, crap.
which is honestly not just disrespectful, but something that no self-respecting member of the Elfin Guard would do. He would offer out a hand for all of your weapons.
Again,
Ladies,
claws.
I'm afraid we're going to have to do some killing. They're not actually elfin. Long axes.
Why is the default always killing?
We get to kill?
Calm down, you weirdos.
Hey! Not real.
They would both heft their
You
weapons.
didn't even know that.
He said
Drop
it,
your
I believe
weapons now, and we will spare you.
Nope.
Nah.
Hefting your own.
Having my own axe.
I'll take your long
Eva's
axe
just
when you're
like
dead.
backing up this way now.
I'll need the party to roll initiative.
No, my character was like,
Yay,
F
buddy.
this. Yeah, I got the other end of that spectrum.
At least your luck.
No, I was too busy trying to keep y'all from killing people.
Luck.
I'm gonna need the dog pond because I don't have a minute to summon Sariel.
Ah, you
Because
don't-
we're in the flippin' city and I can't walk around with Sariel.
You gotta get him a
Because-
What? There's nothing weird with the little
invisibility.
floating dog with a little creepy death mask
doesn't
on, just
float.
floating.
See, I always kind of
How they
pictured him like
floating?
Zero.
Yeah.
He didn't actually have legs.
You should cast invisibility on him.
I don't
all the
have
time.
invisibility.
Give him a little potion.
He drinks a
That's
little potion.
expensive.
How would he open it without invisible thumbs?
So he'd open it, like you pop it and be like, okay, tell me.
Take
All
your
right,
stuff.
Leaf.
15.
Leaf gets a 15. Eva
9.
gets a 9. Sariel. Oh, Sariel's not here.
No.
Sorry. Eliza.
4.
4.
Jeez.
Bryn.
Rolled a
22.
freaking one.
Round 1 of combat.
And someone rolls it next one.
Bryn, you have first initiative. None of you currently have your weapons or shields drawn.
You can draw it as you go.
I'm gonna draw it. I'm gonna move over here.
Oh, so
Sorry. And then I'm gonna hit that guy. Sorry. I'm a power attack and hit that
well, you move forward, drawing your blade,
guy. And
heft it, and swing.
22.
Bryn dives to the attack, slamming her blade
I have
into
the
her
thing.
foe.
I don't take a penalty the first thing.
Oh,
Furious focus.
Does it hit?
That will strike your target.
pointing there, so I didn't know you were looking at the right one. I think it's true.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So that's gonna be 16 points of damage.
You would step forward, solidly ramming your blade through his chest and out the back,
Murder!
as he still stands there with his hand out for your weapon before toppling over.
This is why I married her.
I said no!
Eva would just kind of cringe, like, oh,
I
why?
rolled like max damage. That's good.
Leaf.
But
You
why?
want to continue the
Yeah, I was
possibly
gonna
shortest
say
fight ever.
leapfrog, draw my axe on the move.
These guys should not be.
Leaf charges forward.
Oh, they're not. They're fake.
10. Yeah.
A 10 will not strike even your flat-footed target. Scraping across his armor and slamming down.
You got tripped up stepping over the dead guy.
Sure, we'll go with that.
The man lets out a roar, hips his axe, bellows out and chops it down. I think you're back in your armor again, so an 18 will probably still
Yeah,
hit.
well,
Very well. Chopping down, striking his target.
17.
We're second level.
Yeah, I have a 19.
You're tiny and dexterous. He is big and hits things.
The man's great axe would slam down on you for 11 points of damage,
All right, well, there went half my hit points.
as
Oh, wait, you
blood
don't need
would
those.
spray out from the
It's
hip.
fine.
Eva,
You forgot
I
yours.
use my summoner summon to summon the dog as a standard action.
well.
I
you may
guess.
place the dog within.
Yeah, there we go.
There.
And since it's just a standard action, it can go ahead and attack, right?
Well, it will act, but you still have your move action. Maybe.
I'm gonna stay there.
Very well.
Seems like a good place to be.
You'll hold your ground, which will bring us to the dog.
Doggo.
There'll be a flash of light off to Leaf's left. A dog would appear. Grr.
Attack melee. But
Oh, so it only gets a 4.
A 4 will not strike his
at
target.
least I didn't roll the lowest.
He is trying to distract it.
You didn't beat
The
them.
dog dramatically bites onto his surcoat and begins tugging viciously.
He's helping.
Eliza.
Move up and cure his. Sorry, his
Bambi.
evil murdering butt.
Sure.
What alignment are you?
Chaotic neutral.
He does less
If
murdering.
it makes you feel any better, he does do less murdering than the other one.
And that's all that counts.
I'm just less outwardly bloodthirsty. No.
Just less bloodthirsty, more efficient.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a Blood Rager, what do you want?
You said he was a faker, and I believed you. That's what our marriage is.
I secretly use you as my hit man.
You heal for 6 points.
Eliza brings some healing back. This will bring us back around to Bryn. I imagine we'll flick the blood off of her sword
by
and
the
move
way. Reluctant.
You make sure you don't die. Alright, I'm gonna power attack this guy.
in. Bryn charges forward.
I don't know about this. 17.
17 will strike your target as you would duck under his
Second
swing,
level.
stabbing
I-
upwards.
I keep forgetting we're second level. 12 points of damage.
Your blade would pierce straight through his gut as you would wrench it back free, the man toppling to the side.
2.
I dismiss
That's
the
the-
dog and start to summon Sariel.
So the Valkyrie would shake the blood free from her sword.
You're welcome.
Yeah, as far as
You
keeping
know-
people alive, I think you're the one who's keeping her alive more than I am.
But they hit you
So
because you're
much
scary.
for asking, hey, what are y'all doing here?
They're up to no
Or-
good.
There's gonna be more than 2. Maybe if they didn't die so easily.
Well, they're guarding something.
Are they dead? Maybe you could like.
Are they dead?
One of them's dead. The one you just stabbed is bleeding
There you
out.
go. This guy's not
I will
dead.
Try to stabilize said person.
You should search him and see if he's worth stabilizing.
16 to stabilize.
You have stabilized him.
Well, at least he's not bleeding
I'm
out.
like searching for like letters or something.
I like to anybody watching this. It looks like we just like stabbed these people and started stealing their clothes.
We're in a guarded courtyard.
Remember,
We're
people
fine.
don't come
It's-
by here,
There
right?
were more, weren't there, outside? Or
No,
am I
those are
wrong?
two stone dogs.
No, there are
These are
people
wrong.
on the street.
Well, they
it's
they,
like
they
it's like a
avoid the
game.
fun
It's
of
like
this.
Skyrim. When
They
you murder a
avoid.
bandit in
It's
the
cursed.
road, you just take their stuff, and people walking by don't care.
One of
It's
them carries a
fine.
key, but they have nothing else of note.
I'm still down a quarter.
Oh, they're adventurers. They must have murdered those people for a reason.
7.
Anybody ask, we just flash away finder. It's like Pathfinder business. I'm back to full.
We're not
We're not
police.
police. We are now. We just scared them. It's fine.
I am the law.
It's
We
fine.
Judge Dredd now?
Maybe. That'd be cool.
No.
That would fit his persona a little bit.
I'm not doing it for the law. They didn't break any laws.
They did?
They weren't wearing their suit coat properly. That was reason enough for murder.
No self-respecting man would do such a thing.
The guy was just tired this morning and put it on backwards.
Both of them? That or they were hastily putting their clothes back on.
Oh man.
Searching their bodies, you would find, again, this single key.
Does it unlock the front doors? Front
It
door
does, in
lock?
fact. It is actually a heavy iron key with a what appears to be dog's head design to it.
If these guys are actually like legit, I'm gonna feel sad. Maybe.
You should.
Yeah. You know,
Okay.
not, that whole ask questions first, not murder first.
He wanted our weapons, and he's wearing his coat backward. Apparently, that's
They
enough.
could have taken our weapons and then killed us.
I already said we weren't giving up our weapons. Did you not hear my tiny little voice say, no?
After the blood rage sets in.
Not
Okay,
a barbarian.
so
Don't
is-
even use that excuse.
Is almost dead
Blood
guy not dead?
He's stabilized. I
Okay,
mean, he's still
can we
unconscious
wake-
from the
Can we
injury.
wake him up?
You have to heal him a little bit.
If you bring him up to enough
Do we
health.
want to heal him though?
No, but I want kind of.
Let's not waste our healing on that. Let's go inside, and if there's nobody else, then we can go. Like
We're just gonna leave him unconscious on the road next to a dead
I mean, I
body.
imagine
We should
he does.
tie him up.
Yeah.
No,
If
that's
any of you
actually a
have-
smart
If
idea.
any of you have rope.
I do.
Murdered
have it.
him,
No.
you tie him up.
I have rope, but
I didn't bring
Mechanically
my
speaking,
stuff,
the
so.
person with the highest combat maneuver bonus and combat maneuver defense
That's
ties the
probably
best
you.
one.
I
My
have-
bonus is a battle 0.
Well, okay.
Good job. I have 6.
I have 6 too.
I have a
So
one.
one of you ties him
You
up.
do it. You have the rope.
Okay.
I killed them.
I
You.
suppose you can tie him to one of the trees over there.
Oh yeah. Do I have to roll
You,
for that?
no, you just
Okay.
take the time to tie him up.
I'll
You
I'll
did that
like
while you're summoning.
yeah. There you go. Well, I like the idea that like everybody just looks at Leaf and he's like, strip the bodies, tie the other guy up, and like carry him over there, put him at the tree.
I did the hard work.
I healed your butt even though I didn't want to.
Pulls out the little dustpan kit and starts sweeping up all the blood. We gotta hide
I
our
don't
traps.
think you can sweep
Sweep
him.
it.
I don't know. I was trying to find something domestic. I don't know. I was trying to go for a domestic route, and that didn't totally
I
work.
mean,
Try,
do you-
trying the door.
Weirdo.
You'd find that the door is locked. Door is locked, but using the key that you have found, you could unlock the door.
Sweet.
Entering into the house, you would find that it is substantially colder than it is outside.
Sweet.
Generally cool in here.
Means curse.
Not so cool.
2 windows would set off towards both your right and left that overlook the courtyard outside, although there doesn't appear to be any occupants inside. You don't see any sight of light with the exception of something coming from a room upstairs
I'm
where there
gonna
seems
go
to be an
ahead
open
and-
door and what looks to be, judging by the light, probably a flickering, at the very least, large fireplace or some sort of
I'm gonna
fire
call
there.
out hello.
A man would step out onto the walkway overhead, glancing down
Is he
towards
wearing
all
her
of you.
surcoat backwards? Do we have to kill him?
The man appears to be a servant, dressed in what appears to be simple purple and black refinery, seemingly sweating as he would glance down towards all of you, looking rather tired. Are you the Pathfinders?
Yes.
Sense motive on this guy.
Yeah. Because we're just
He's
like,
probably
Trying to
maximum
keep, they're
sense
probably
motive.
trying to keep the boss warm.
Oh, I only get 4.
I know that, but like,
I get a 12.
I get a 20.
Didn't get a 3.
I'm not last.
He seems to be on the level and looks really tired.
Yeah, that's us. Were these guys your guys?
No. My name is Tyros. I'm the major domo for Skelg.
Major widow.
Sergeant.
I'm in
Okay.
charge of his household.
Cool.
No, those men are... Skelg could probably explain it better.
Oh, see, look, you killed his friends.
We maybe murdered them, so we need to know if they're cool or not.
Oh, no, they murdered the actual guards
okay,
and
cool,
taken
good.
their place.
I told you. I'm vindicated. They were bad people.
Do you have the intelligence to know the word vindicated?
I have a whopping 10.
He
I
listens
probably
to you
the
guys
average-
enough.
It's average human.
I was like, average human intelligence, I might know the word vindicated.
Making your way up to the upper level, as I assume you would follow him up as he would gesture you forward, you'd be led into the master bedroom there. You're greeted by a blast of heat stepping into this room.
Oh,
A roaring fire would blaze in the fireplace even though the day outside is swelteringly hot. All of the windows in this, or one of the windows is open, all the rest of the windows are closed. A huge bearded man would shiver under his blankets and his bed pushed, you'd honestly say, dangerously close to the fire. The servant would make his way over towards the window, fanning himself with a handkerchief to try to, you're going to guess, keep from passing out due to the heat of this room. The bearded man would blink, looking over towards all of you, his face pale, and judging from his fingertips that you can see gripping the blanket, they're already turning black.
Jesus.
You, the Pathfinders.
Yes.
You would gesture with a hand, quickly retreating it back under the sheets as he would motion you all forward.
And I'm moving forward.
He would nod over towards the servant. Explain. The man would make his way forward, nodding. As you can tell, the master of the house is in a bit of a predicament, if you will. He is cursed. The priests that we have brought have been able to do nothing pertaining towards it. Try, though they may. Their magic appears to be of no benefit. Even magical protections to ward off the cold only offer a temporary reprieve. And anything short of more powerful magics is incapable of doing anything to help them.
What cursed him?
The short version. A week ago, Skelg caught men breaking into the basement vault of this building. Ulfin warriors from the north. Some of them you'd killed outside now. The intruders had descended down. One of them lit a lantern that he'd found in the vault. Something that Skelg had captured during his raiding. When the light of the lantern fell across my master, he began to freeze. When the light shone on a tapestry on the wall, a shimmering doorway appeared. This frightened the intruders enough that they fled the manor. With my master in a weakened state from the immediate effects of the cold, they easily escaped and fled with the lantern and an assorted number of other valuables from the vault below.
So they didn't seem to know what the lantern was either.
I can only assume that they had perhaps in their haste forgotten to bring their own, or perhaps simply assumed that they would claim one then when they arrived and lit the first lantern they found.
Okay, well,
We need to find them.
Yes. The tapestry in the hall changed from what it was before, and now depicts an Ulfin longship on a rolling sea.
did he get both of them in the same place?
The tapestry?
Yeah, the tapestry and the lantern.
No, the tapestry came from, he would nod. Dowry. Yes. A previous wife.
Alive?
My master is a bachelor.
Again.
Any of you that are interested, ladies.
No.
This one's taken.
Mine's not frozen.
After the raid, one of our men, Tifir, walked into the portal in the tapestry to investigate when it was still a rolling, like a live ship. He returned a moment later saying that it led to a ship encased in ice. And he went back in to investigate further, but after half an hour, the portal disappeared. We have not been able to find any sign of him since. I can only assume that he's still trapped on the other side.
So when the light shone on the painting, that like opened it, so I guess it was on a timer?
It's like a portal.
It may need the lantern to turn it on.
Yeah.
It's a funeral ship of Haldir, Bjorn's son.
Do you know who that is?
It doesn't sound familiar. I raided his ship just before I came south.
Wait, you raided his funeral ship?
He was my enemy.
Well,
I stole
that's karma for you.
his treasures, and the lantern was on the prow of his ship. I left the ship to his wife, who they intended to follow him into the next life. I gave her the ship. I don't know if she's still there.
Well, okay.
His servant would nod. 2 days ago, after the afternoon after we sent the missive to the Pathfinder Society, Bingir's men returned with Bingir himself, the leader of their group. Bingir is the son of Haldir. He came to avenge his father's funeral ship being robbed.
Makes sense.
Really blame him on that one.
He was okay with his mom being burned alive. Stupid tradition.
It wasn't his mother,
Oh.
second wife.
That's why he didn't care.
Whatever.
Seems to be a lot of turnover amongst your people.
Yeah.
From what I understand, it's a harsh land. I've never been there. The servant would shrug. Bingir spat on Skelg and said that he'll not dirty his blade with the blood of a weakling and will let him die in his bed like an old man.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, that's mean.
He left his guards after killing ours to make certain that no other priest or anyone else would be able to come and attempt to help. I'm pleased that you have all managed to make your way through. I was certain that once my master passed, I would be sure to follow.
So where is this, Bengay?
Bingir.
Bengir. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
I assume he wouldn't be that hard to find.
A troop of Ulfin people who aren't long axes should stand out.
Maybe.
We stand out.
It's a big city.
They must have sailed from the north and probably haven't been here more than a week.
Docks,
Still at
maybe.
the docks?
It's possible. If they have the lantern, we may be able to retrieve it and possibly use it to break the curse. Or perhaps even open the portal and maybe retrieve Tefir from wherever that portal leads.
Be nice.
Although once you go through, you would only have perhaps half an hour. But we'll need the lantern before we need to even worry about that.
Okay.
This is why you don't rob from the dead.
To be fair, it actually seems pretty logical to the two of you. It's another clan,
like-
they're doing a funeral, you rob from
Hey,
them.
you saved a lady. Yeah, so
After you took all the money.
saved a lady. I'm on board.
Oh, there's a kid.
That's
He's
what
an
you do to
alright
your
guy,
enemies.
Robin Tombs.
Your enemy dies, you raid his ship, you let his wife not die in a blaze of glory. It's all good.
Until
below
you
your
get
feet's
an
an
undead curse.
Well, you don't
don't know
like
if
the
it's meant to
lantern. That's the
curse.
key. Also,
Apparently
you
the
check it
lantern.
for magic.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say they needed to check for magic.
The problem was, he didn't murder enough. If he killed the son, there wouldn't be any problems.
Yeah, you gotta kill the whole family line.
To kill everyone he knew.
This is how Ulfin do it, okay?
So I assume we're heading to the docks to look for this son.
Bingir.
Do you ladies work this?
No. Evil like extremely like so very offended.
You should say yes!
That's the same as him asking if you're a god. That's when you say yes. If somebody asks you if you're a whore, you say no.
No one suspects a whore! Wow, your guys go down easy, man.
Splattering blood
It's a
across
regular
the
I
floor.
mean, imagine you said that much more Bryn-like.
I did,
not
sorry.
like- and a little less Jessica-like. I'm sorry.
Cowards.
That would bring us to the Elfin Warrior, one of them bellows out, "Brother!" and charges forward.
It's a family affair. This is fine.
Perfect 20.
Nice.
Automatically hit.
Perfect 20.
Perfect 2. Automatically confirm your critical hit.
Get him.
Bite him.
Another kill lost.
15 damage from the bite.
He's gonna tell all his friends to get their guns. I'm like, they get their guns, we're in trouble. Get their axes ready.
It's an entire party of Ulfin gunslingers.
We just open the door and they're just like, ready! We're just like,